Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and today I'm sitting in my kitchen because this is the Sunday chat. It's been cold out there, hasn't it? So I thought I'll warm up by my lovely Essie, and it's doing a grand job. Well, this is a little review of the previous week that we've had and the week going forward, things that are coming up, just to keep you posted. So first of all, you may remember that I went out doing some tests with the new GoPro that I've been given, the GoPro 8. Had some success with it. People like the clarity of the picture. I've been playing about with the microphone, seeing if I could use the onboard microphone because they claim that they have improved the microphone abilities. I still need to get a little sponge, I think, that can go round the microphone so that the wind doesn't buffer it all together. I did try my own makeshift thing, but that wasn't working terribly well. Not to worry, but good success with that, and no doubt the 8 will be used whether I use the onboard microphone or not. But I still need to tweak some of the colours and some of the internal settings. But like the GoPro 7, took a bit of time to get used to it. So that's all good. Now, sitting here by the fire, actually it's getting quite warm. I can slide this. I've got this little thing here which goes in front of the firebox to prevent the heat coming and burning up my legs. I made a video about my Clearview Pioneer 400 in the week. It was a wet, miserable day, and I was thinking, what can I make a video about that might interest a few people? And I lit my fire and I thought, you know, maybe that would be the thing. And I made the video, and maybe you saw it. For some reason, it seems to have captured the imagination of loads of people, and well, firstly, within the first 24 hours, it had about 4,000 views. And now by 4 days or so, it's had over 9,000 views, which is quite astonishing. Now, in that video, I've made a bit of a boo-boo because I mentioned it's got 2 different ways of controlling the heat. And in the instructions I was given by the company that delivered it and gave it, or I bought it from, seemed to have got the information or relayed it to me the wrong way round. So I said that you control the airflow from the top and you close the bottom one, but it seems it's actually the other way round, as everybody told me. If I make a mistake, people are very quick to let me know, which is true when it came to a different film that I did with Kevin. Kevin and I went to Linchmere, and that's in Sussex. Now, I asked Kevin where it was. It was at a lovely church, St. Peter's, I think it was, and we had a lovely look round this church that had a nave, a north aisle, and then another north aisle. Had 2 north aisles from the original nave and chancel. Lovely church. And I said to Kevin, who took me to this place, I said, where is it? And he said, oh, it's in the border between Hampshire, Surrey and Sussex. And I said, well, which one is it? And he said, I don't know. Well, when I was editing the film and I got to that bit, I thought I better look it up. And I looked it up, and on Google, up came a little piece on the left-hand side of Google that said Linchmere is in Surrey, da-di-da-di-da-di-da. So I thought, well, okay, it's in Surrey. That sounds absolutely perfect. Type that in, and away we went. Turns out, of course, it must have been wrong, because the world and his brother suddenly told me, no, it's not in Surrey, it's in Sussex. But it's only just in Sussex. But yes, again, you know, if you get the slightest thing wrong, they, the world and his brother, tell me. But that's okay, I don't mind. That's what it's all about. It's all about that engagement. So we have had plenty of engagement on that. Talking of the lovely Kevin Hall, and Julia joined us to go on a little walk on the South Downs. I've been following the South Downs way. This is a little ad hoc series that I'm doing, not necessarily from beginning to end, but just in little chunks. But I wanted to visit the Big V. Now, a couple of years ago, I went to see the Big V on the landscape. This is a V out of planted trees that's on the northern slope just above street and can be seen from various parts, as people have since told me in the comments, which is why I love the comments. From the Sussex Weald, you can see it for miles. To celebrate, I guess it was the Silver Jubilee, I maybe got that wrong, of Queen Victoria. I made a video before and I didn't know how to get to it because I wanted to get up and actually see the trees. And from the road down at the bottom of the slopes of the escarpment, it doesn't seem to be an obvious way up there. But when you're on the top, on the South Downs Way, there is a little path that comes down by the side. So we went and had a look at that, and we had fun doing that, albeit on a very cold day. Also looking at the now hang on, I've got to get this right, the tumuli. And now somebody's picked me up on how I say tumuli, because I was saying tumuli. I always thought it was tumuli or tumuli. But apparently it's a ch sound, as in tune, tumuli, there we are, not chum, tumuli. So if you know how it's supposed to be pronounced, do let me know, because I'm rubbish. I'm rubbish at my own native language, English. English is a strange, even for the native, it's a strange language, but you know, we do our best. Another video that the lovely Kevin and I did this week that came out was when we went to Milland, and Milland is quite near to Linchmere, where we went before, definitely in Sussex, and we had a cup of tea and a coffee and a cake in the Milland Community Cafe, and that was very nice. And it's nice to see these voluntary cafes running. And so we had that, and we had a look at the pond and a little bit around the village. So these are videos that if you haven't seen them, it might be worth just checking out. And finally, met up with Mike Dixon this week, who is the lichin man. Or is that lichen? He likes lichen. I still prefer lichin. It's just that's how they told me. You know what lichin or lichen is. It's all that very strange bacteria, or what does he say? It was crossed with seaweed and mushrooms. Yeah, watch the video and you'll know what he means. Fascinating though when you see the microscopic world of lichen or lichen. Absolutely fascinating. Well, I'm filmed a separate film with him, and you'll see that next week, where Mike, who's had years of experience in the world of mental health, and talks about how marvellous watching the Bald Explorer is, and the things that I'm doing is encouraging people to get out for walks, because getting out for walks is very good for your mental health, and he explains how it helps and lots of other mechanisms to improve your mental health and also get rid of stress. That's coming out next week. So if you're watching this, you know, on the Sunday, then that you'll know it's coming the next day. If you're watching this 3 months since I did it, well, it's already out there, if you see what I mean. Today, this is Saturday that I'm recording this. Today, I did my drone exam and I passed it. You have 20 questions. These are sort of fairly common sense questions, but it's certainly worth reading the drone code. And I read the drone and model aircraft code, and you have 20 multiple choice questions, and I got 20 out of 20. I've paid my £9 subs so that I can, it's an annual fee, so that I can have my license. And now I've got my operator's license to fly a drone no more than 400 feet in the air and no more than 50 meters. It's funny how it goes in feet in one thing and meters in the other, away from people. But I know the restrictions now. So I've been charging up the batteries on the drone, and I'm very much looking forward to giving it a try. And towards the end of next week, I will be up in Chester with a chap called Chris, and we're going to be flying the drone. I may, if I get the chance, if we have nice weather, have a sneaky little play with it. But of course, I'll video that and you'll be able to see what that's like. So that should be good. I interview my son Stanley. That's coming up in the week as well, probably on Tuesday. He's self-employed like me, but unlike me, he's got his head screwed on and is making a good living from his self-employment. He's only 29, and I wanted to ask him how it was and what it's like in the 21st century for a young man to be earning a living from self-employment with a family. He's got a son, that's my grandson, and a fiance, and they live in a lovely house in Southampton. So that's something also interesting to look forward to. I'm hoping to see again Ringer Ollie. He's the young lad who is a bell ringer. I've had 2 scheduled meetings with him, and we've had to cancel both of them because the weather was absolutely appalling and the light was going to be so dim. We're filming in churches and things. So that's coming up this week. I'm also going to be visiting Oakland's windmill, assuming the weather holds out for us. That's a windmill that actually grinds corn, and going there when they're going to be grinding corn, and we'll be talking about all about the windmill and how old it is, and you know what they do now and the restoration projects. I'm very much looking forward to that. And also, you may remember I briefly met up with a chap called Darren Dendy, who has loads of his ancestors in Sussex, and particularly around the Itchingfield church there in the graveyard. And with luck, again, if the weather is good, we're going to meet up and go and see if we can find some of those and find out who is his oldest ancestor. He says the name goes back to Saxon times, so I'm fascinated to find who is the oldest of his family that he is related to in the churchyard. That will be fascinating. I know there's a lot of people who study their ancestry and they're interested in all of that sort of stuff. And again, I'm at the end of the weekend, I shall be up in Shrewsbury staying with Harriet. We might try and get some walks in, but I'm also hoping to see Richard and Fran, nearly called her Fern then, Fran, Richard and Fran from Floating Our Boat, another YouTube channel, who are on their canal boat, working their way up the Shropshire Union as we speak to the Llangollen Canal. I'm hoping to see them. So next week, very busy week, hoping to have normal service, but there may be holes in getting the videos out depending on my internet connection when I'm away. But fingers crossed. So anyway, there we go, another update. Thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe if you haven't. There is a bell notification. If you click that, you get notified of all my videos, which is lovely. Do leave a comment down in the comment box, which is always good. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week on another chat. It may be a bit delayed because I shall be away, so it may be in the week, who knows. But keep watching the videos and let me know what you think. Till the next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.